Hello and welcome to episode 10 of What If Civilization Started Over. In the last episode we saw the Square Alliance start invading the red team, so we saw the yellow team push into this land over here and take all of that. That's even worse of a call, but okay. And we saw this purple team push in over here around like that. And now we're going to be continuing on with this war. So right after they invaded into this, the red team instantly declared war on them, and their ally up here also declared war. With this, the ally is going to quickly start pushing in over here in this area as they push in and meet up with the Mediterranean Sea and push down along here. And the red team is going to start pushing back against the purple team, as the red team is the second strongest country in the world, and the purple team is not even top 10, so they'll push back and start pushing into the purple team as they push along here. Let me turn on the major cities so we can see all those. So they've captured a major city over here already. However, they did lose this major city to the yellow team. As more of the lime team troops make their way over here, the red team will then get pushed back out of the city and back out of this land as they get pushed back into this area over here. We can also turn the provinces, that would make this better. And they get pushed out over here and into this land over here. They'll also start pushing back against the country up here, this like Iraq or Jordan country. They get pushed back a bit over here. But something else is going to happen, and that is that as this team over here sends the same boats with troops down over here to then come over here, however, troops from this pink Iberian team are going to sail over and capture some of those boats and kill the people on there. And with this, the squares will declare war on the Iberian team. However, turns out that there was actually a secret alliance between the Iberian team, the green team, and Greece. That alliance being the Circle Alliance. So with that, we have the Circle Alliance revealing itself. And then they are going to join the war on this, and with them being declared war, that declares war on the entire alliance. And with that, kind of I'm just going to put circles over the red team and their ally for now, because it'll make it easier just to see who is fighting. So they're not official members of the Circle Alliance, but they're going to be marked for now. So with that, this green team had troops already on the lime team's board, and with the majority of and with the lime team sending all its troops down here, this isn't really going to go well for them, as the capital quickly gets taken, and they get pushed back a lot over here. They also get pushed into this city over here, and they get pushed pretty far back. The king, however, did manage to escape as he fled down over to Sicily. This city over here is where he's now at. With this, however, the red team will push back against the purple team, pushing the troops back out again and pushing back into the purple team, taking this city back again and pushing into these two provinces up here. This country will also push down and take this major city and push it back into this one that they had previously pushed into before getting pushed out again. They also push into this province over here and this one over here, starting to get close to this major city over here. Meanwhile, over here, the yellow team and the red team are both going to try to make landings on the other side. So there's a massive naval battle over here with the, as I said in the last video during the war between Vietnam and China. There are no guns yet, so they're like shooting each other with bows and arrows and like hopping like from one boat to the other team's boat to like take them, but the navies are meeting up over here. However, the red team's navy is also going to send a lot of their navy over this way towards their land over here that got taken, so they meet up over here. And with this, they want to make a landing over there, taking back this major city and pushing through the yellow team as they push out a lot of them and leaving them just to these two provinces. Back up over here, things are not going to be going well for these two countries over here, as the pink team is going to push into both of them, capturing this city over here and starting to get close to the capital. They also get close to this city over here. Down here, they will make landings over here and will cut off the capital, then take it. The king is killed, and with this, the country's going to fall pretty quickly as they capture this city, and this country will then fall to this over here, and these are just like the people in the military still fighting, and also some Lime team troops who were sent over here. So things are not going well for the squares, and it's looking like they're going to lose. And while it won't make them win, they will get another ally to join this. That being the Turkish country up here. This country hates the Greek country, so they're going to join. But that's not the only country they're going to get, as they're going to get another country. A country that in the last episode was at war with the red team. That being the Ceylon country. Greece did not see that, was not expecting this Turkish country to join, so they're going to start losing land pretty badly, as they lose a lot of land along here. And also they start getting pushed into over here as this city gets captured. And while the Greek country is probably stronger than the Turkish country, as I said, they weren't expecting this, so that's why they're losing so bad at the moment. Meanwhile, this dark red country over here is going to push into this country here, taking this province and this province. However, they also push into the red team and take this country here, but then the red team is going to start pushing in them up here, taking a lot of this land here. And now things are still not looking good for this purple country as they continue to get pushed into as the red team pushes through all this and then pushes over here and starts getting close to the capital. However, a lot of the people in this country are really dislike the red country, so the more of the bigger percentage of the population of this country. In fact, out of all the this country out of all the countries in the war has the biggest percentage of the population actually fighting in it, because they were slaves over in here, but they escaped. So yeah. Anyways, the red team is also continuing to push back over here in the land over here as they push the yellow team back to their border. There is some troops over here, but they're going to ignore them for now, as they are going to decide to push into the yellow team from over here. So they push through these provinces over here. Going back up here, the green team is continuing to push into the lime team as they push down around here. However, eventually the green team troops will arrive. Their army was over here, and some of the army is over here, but now they've pulled a bunch of their troops back to come defend. Over here in this country, things are still not going well as they lose this city here, and they get pushed back pretty far. However, they do eventually manage to stalemate the Pink Iberian country over here. The king of this purple country, he really does not want the red country to win. So he is going to come up with a new idea. And what the idea is they send out their navy. In fact, he is on one of these ships. They're actually going to go around here with the red team's navy mostly fighting over here. While these are small, this is like a bunch of boats each over here. So with the navy doing that, they're going to come out over here. And they're going to land over here, going around the captured land. This they'll push up. And then they will take back some of their land. So push in, take back this city here. However, while this is happening, the red team is going to continue to sneak its way throughout towards the capital, getting right outside of it. You know, going back over here, things are not going to be good for the yellow team as they are going to lose. Their navy is going to fail this, getting completely crushed by the red. With this, the red are going to enter into. They're going to enter into here as they invade and take the capital, killing the king. However, the king's son was up in this city over here, and he will be taking charge now. But with this, these two will connect up. They will capture this city here. The yellow team is losing a lot as all of the valuable land is going to fall over to the red team, which will then go up and threaten this city. But then they will stop as they need to go back to take care of this before it can stop this. Speaking of which, they do get pushed back a tiny bit over here, and a little bit over here, but not much. However, the red team will be able to push back over here. Going back over here, the Greeks are still getting destroyed by the Turks as they capture this city over here. They also capture almost all of the Greeks land over here. They take this city, not the city, this island. They took this city though, and this city over here. And Greece is worried as they'll pull troops that they had sent over to the green team back to come help them fight off this. Meanwhile, over here, the red team is actually getting pushed back by the dark red team. And how is this happening? Because the dark red team is getting a lot of supplies from this country up here, which does not like the red team, as they are against slavery. They think it's wrong. With this, they will also push in a bit over here. However, they will lose some land over here to this country over here. And after the red team finds out that this country is giving supplies, it will declare war on them, which is probably stupid because that just means that now they're going to be actually fighting. You probably should have waited until after you've won this war. The red team is going to get pushed back even more against the dark red team. However, down here on the yellow team, they are making more successes as they take this city here and they continue going up. They're also going to push back against the the purple team over here as they push back and push them out of their land. They will then start pushing back over here as they start fighting the city again, but now the city is going to be a lot more hard to take as they are sending a lot of supplies in over here through their navy as it sends supplies up here and more soldiers up here. This country up here will continue going down, the purple country though, as they go through here and they start getting close to this city over here. Along with that, the reds will come up here and take this city here, as this land is really not that protected as the majority of the military is over here defending the capital. Going back over here, the Iberians are have pushed the people all the way back to, or out of this country here, and any military in this country still fighting has fled to the Lime team, along with the Lime team soldiers who were fighting over here. The Lime team will, however, start to push back against the green team a bit as they push back over here and a little bit over here. However, things will be going good for the circle and bad for the squares over here as the Greece pushes back against the Turks over here as they cut them off from this city. With this, they'll take back this city and they'll start pushing them back over here even more. However, they will lose all their land down here in Anatolia. And they'll start losing some of these islands. Anyways, while this war is going on, the Red King actually dies and the son becomes the king, and the son is going to prove to be an amazing general, as they are going as well. The old Red King was just having the entirety of it try to come along here, which then led to like all the purple troops are like right here, which means that the Red King has a new idea, and that is that they go around like this. They'll go around here, they'll meet up with them with Ally over here, and that together they would take this city, and then they would go down over here, as this was less protected. With this, the military will fall back over here as they get pushed back towards the capital. This is not good, as the capital is now completely surrounded. Over here, they get pushed completely back over here. The capital is entered, and the king is killed. With this, all this land over here will fall to these two. And things are not going good for the squares, as the red team also continues to make their way up towards here, towards the city that the new king is in. However, the new king might be a even better military general, as well. They enter in, and as this is happening, they start as just they get pushed back. However, they are still incredibly underpowered compared to the red team. So they won't be able to get much. However, they are being led by who is going to go down as one of the best military generals in history so far. They are going to push back a bit against the dark red team. However, the dark red team has pushed them completely out of their land over here, with help from the Caucasian country. They've also pushed a bit more back into this country here. But after the Reds recapture this city and start pushing back in over here, things are not going to go very well. The Iberians are pushing into the Lime team now as they push in through here. And the Lime team's also starting to get pushed back again by the Green team, as they cut them off from this over here. And things are not going very well. However, in the Yellow team, the Yellow team continues to push them back. As they get close to this city here with... However, down here, they continue to lose land over here, as there isn't much military over here. The Red also retake this over here. And it looks like the Red team is going to win this war. However, while this is happening, we need to come over here to... Well, there's another country that hates the Red team, that being the Pink team. And you might be wondering, why have they not joined yet? Well, they've had explorers going out over here. And they go this way over here. Meanwhile, the Chinese explorers go this way here. And to eventually hook up, the Chinese explorers are like, okay, who are you and what are you doing in our land? As they want this land here. And the Pink team's like, we are from the Pink team, we don't know who you are, but you can have this land if you help us, as there's a war going on back where we're from, and we need your help. And the Chinese will accept this deal. Me and the Pink team will take none of the land from here on past towards the Chinese team. With this, the strongest country in the world at the time is going to be joining the war on the side of the squares, along with the Pink team, which is also, I'm pretty sure, in the top 10. The Pink team joins, and the Chinese team, the strongest country in the world, joins. Now, it will take time for them to get back here, and during that time, the red team is going to continue to push into this country here. And they will also start to push back against the yellows again. They won't get that much land back, but they do take this. But eventually, Tank and Chinese team soldiers will come through here, and they start pushing in pretty quickly, as this land was A, unprotected, and B, they're two strong countries, so they quickly push through. They get over to this city here. And the red team sees this, and they can easily get over here and sail across here and take this. And the red team sees the Chinese and like, what? Who are you? Since when did you exist? What country are you from? And they say they're from China, and the red team is like, what on earth is China? And because none of these countries over here knew about the countries over here yet, this is the first time they've come in contact. But they'll continue to get pushed back as they get pushed all the way to this province here. They also go up and take this city here. And while this is happening, an amazing yellow team defense will take back the capital and push them back over here. With this, the yellow team will send back out its navy, as they will send them around through here, up into here. It's not that big. Let me make it a bit smaller, actually. Smaller than that. Like that size. They'll go up and they'll just go around as over to here. And after a giant battle, the bloodiest battle of the war happens over here as they take this city, which is now not visible. They'll then start taking these as they also push back and kick the red team out of here, taking back these islands, and also start pushing them back over here, taking back this city here. With this, the red team will pull back more of their troops over here to come defend, as they pull back all of this here. Leaving some troops here to stop the yellow team. They come back up here. The yellow team also will then send troops up here to help out the purple team as they will take back this city over here. And they will go down and get close to taking back the capital. With this, randomly, this gray country here is going to join the war. So they go down and they take this city here. And they also start pushing back the this can this not oh my god. There. They push back over here. I'm making this purple, even though it's these troops up here, this is the purple team, so I'm just going to make it purple. They'll continue to push in through here, though, and they're also going to make a landing over here on this island, and then push and take Crete. This is a massive morale blow for the Greeks, as after this, the Turks start pushing back in to the land that they pushed them out of earlier, getting close to the city again, and eventually capturing it. And with all this happening in the red team, groups will start popping up, rebel groups. These mostly being slaves rebelling against. Let me make it. Is that better? That just makes it worse to see. Color will be visible here. Yeah, I guess we can do this. So rebels start popping up. These being slaves who are tired of being enslaved, as they pop up over here and all around the red team mostly, but especially down here. Oh, it's not there, but up here-ish they'll pop up. And with all this happening, the yellow team will push even further into this land. And the pink and Chinese are pushing all the way through this as they push all the way up towards here to take this city here. And now they're all the way over here. Up here, the dark red and the Caucasians will push the red team back over here, pushing into them and taking back this city that they had taken earlier, this time going a lot further into a lot of old land that the dark red team used to own before last episode. They eventually push down all the way over to here. They also push into their ally over here. Why is it? They take this city here. And things are not going well for this country. Meanwhile, the purple team will push back against the red team a lot as they push them completely out of the Sinai Peninsula over towards here. They all start pushing back against this country here. They eventually meet up with the Cyprus team. And this is not going well for the circles. The circles are going to try to put down some of these rebellions. It goes successful over here, and over here, but the rest of these continue to go bigger as these ones will all link up. They will start going towards this one, which will then they'll eventually link up with that and start pushing back against the red team. Over here, the lime team will push back against the Iberians and then start pushing into them, their old ally. They will take this city back and will eventually reach the capital of their old ally. From here, they will make a landing over here. They'll start pushing back as they take this city. This Iberian country up here will push back against the other Iberian country, pushing them back, taking back this city, and getting close to eventually to take back this city and push pretty far back. Along with that, up here, the lime team will push the green team back. They'll even take back this city. And they'll get close to getting this city, the capital, back. And things are not going well for the green team as rebellion will break out on them as well as this area over here will all rebel over here in country I'm not going to say the name of because it's a bad word. There's a rebellion over here as this area declares independence. Along with that, over here, there will be independence movements as well. That the Turks are continuing to push up against the Greeks as they go down here. Eventually, the Lime team will actually make a landing over in this city here. Take it, go down around here. With this, the Greek team will surrender over here. The purple team has pushed back against these two, and they are starting to push into the country over here, going towards the capital and also this major city up here, as this country here also pushes further in. They also push into the right a bit. Eventually, this country's capital will get taken, along with a bunch of other land around here, and they'll eventually surrender. Over here, the Pink and Chinese are going to make a landing over here and start pushing towards the capital, where some of the bloodiest fighting will be seen. And in the capital, the bloodiest battle will happen, and eventually the king will be killed. Actually, he'll be captured, and after the war, he will be executed. The rebellion will continue to grow as they encompass a lot of this land here now. Getting up to this city here. And the yellow team will push further in. And eventually, this country, the red team, with their capital gone, is going to collapse. I'll just make it collapse. They'll collapse. The pink team will take all this land, and after a lot of fighting, they've collapsed. This just leaves the green team and this team, the Iberians over here. And well, if things weren't already bad for the green team, the Swiss are now invading because free land is free land. So they'll start pushing in. As they push down here, with this, another rebellion will break out over here, as this country here declares its independence. The Lime team will push back in towards their capital, taking it, as they push the green team completely out, and then we'll start pushing up towards the green team's capital. They also take this city over here. Eventually they'll reach up towards the capital and seize it. While that's happening, this country has pushed the pink Iberians completely out, and with that, the Lime team, as well as help from all the countries involved in this war, will make its way up towards the capital, take it, and they'll take a bunch more of this land here. After a bunch of fighting, fast forwarding in time, all of this land here has been taken, and eventually this country will surrender, ending the war. Actually, that's the green team surrender? I don't remember if I said the green team surrendered or not. If not, they have surrendered and the war is over. So I have made the borders after the war, and as you can see, things are a lot different, so let's go over this. Starting over here in Iberia, they have the team up here and got a bunch of land, and then the team down here got a little bit of land. After that, the Lime team also took some land, and then what was left was split into 3 countries. Up here, we now have green France on the map, and along with that, the Lime team took some land from the green team, along with Switzerland. Over here, 3 new countries were made, here and down here and over here, but compared to the others, they're pretty fine. coming over here. This country lost a bunch of land to these three. They lost one province to this one, or maybe it was two. I think it was two actually. The purple team took a bunch, which as you can see now it's looking bigger. They also took a bunch from the red team. And then this country took some land from the red team and from this country here. After that, the yellow team also took some land from the red team. They took their land over here as well, and these islands from them. And then after that, the rebellion got this land, and then the rest of it was split into a bunch of countries here. And these 5 countries here, these 6, all these countries over here, like the borders of a lot. What I don't like is this pink team's border. It just goes up here, and it looks really weird with this right here. Maybe in the future, after this land gets explored, it'll look better, or maybe I'll just have to make them lose a war to lose this land here. I do, however, like the border between these two. Also, I just realized there's still a pink dot here from back when the pink team owned this. The red team, for some reason, kept this land over here. I don't know why. In fact, I'm pretty sure the pink team's capital might have been down here when they first started out, so that's kind of weird that the red team kept it, but they were allowed to keep that for some reason. But anyways, that's the treaty. Is there anything I forgot? I don't think so. But yeah, that is the end of the episode. Goodbye.